Welcome to the world of mystery and horror. I'm Billy, a fan of ghost stories. But to be honest, I'm also quite scared of ghosts. So I decided to edit Creepypasta videos to make them a little easier to digest. If you feel the same way, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Today, we're going to explore a dramatic creepypasta story together. But don't worry, I've toned down the fear for everyone. Let's get started. In the darkness of the dense forest, where sunlight can hardly reach, a name is whispered through the trees: Slenderman. The legend of a tall, slender figure dressed in a black suit not only haunts children, but also instills fear in adults. This story will take you on a journey filled with mystery and suspense, where terror arises not just from his appearance, but from the very essence of those who have encountered him. The appearance of Slenderman. The story begins in a small town where a group of curious teenagers decided to explore the dark legends that lay far from their neighborhood. They had heard about a mysterious being, Slenderman, who was said to be the cause of numerous disappearances and horrifying nightmares. Although no one dared to admit their fear, they could not resist the allure of adventure. As the sky began to darken and a chilling wind blew through, the group of friends ventured into the woods. Where the cheerful atmosphere faded away, they had prepared for whatever might happen. But none could have guessed that the worst was yet to come. Strange signs. Their footsteps were cautious, but every rustle of leaves and creaking of branches made them jump. One of them suddenly pointed out gigantic and asymmetrical footprints, evidence of a creature unlike anything they had ever seen. The trees around them seemed to tense, bending in response to something dreadful lurking nearby. As they went deeper into the forest, the strange signs grew more frequent. The dim light from their flashlights only illuminated a small area around them. Daylight swiftly turned into night, casting an oppressive atmosphere. "Do you hear that?" one of them whispered, as whispers echoed through the air, drawing their attention ever closer. The wind, the rustling leaves, all seemed to murmur one name: Slenderman. Fleeing from horror, when they cautiously moved among the shadows, one of the friends screamed upon seeing a dark figure slip past. Instinctively, they turned, but all they could see was a vague silhouette darting among the trees, as if Slenderman was watching their every move. The calmness and stillness he exuded made their hearts race, and a primal fear surged within them. As time wore on and night enveloped everything, they began to glimpse faint lights in the distance, which they hoped could be their escape from the forest. But in that moment of desperation, Slenderman again appeared, blocking their path. He didn't move. He merely stood there, exuding a powerful presence without saying a word. The promise they made to themselves to avoid his grasp began to fade. Peak terror. In the height of panic, the group decided they could no longer hesitate. They had to run. They dashed into the dark like frightened bats. But the deeper they ran, the more they felt as if something was pulling them back, as if the trees were trying to keep them from leaving. A peculiar feeling crept into their hearts. This was not just a flight. It was a race against fate. One of the friends, Mark, suddenly lost contact. They turned back to search for him. But as they looked, the light from their flashlights fell upon strange markings etched into the bark of nearby trees. "He will take your souls." They couldn't believe their eyes, and when they turned back, they saw a towering shadow looming over them. Where had Mark gone? Had he become part of the story Slenderman had consumed? Or had he been transformed into a shadow, never to return to his friends? A haunting conclusion. Only Sarah and Jason remained. As their frantic thoughts chased them, they ran deeper into the forest, the calmness between them long gone. The beam from their flashlights grew fainter, as if it could no longer withstand Slenderman's presence. They knew there was no turning back. Fatigue set in, but fear fueled their spirits. A dark figure flitted past them, and Jason turned to see Slenderman just behind, closing the distance with each heartbeat. Sarah, in a panic, screamed, "We can't let him catch us." But Slenderman merely stood there, his expression void yet commanding power. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. The sounds of pleas and screams from souls not yet at rest echoed through the forest, as if reverberating from another dimension. Sarah and Jason sprinted toward the brink of despair as Slenderman emitted strange sounds resembling a curse. In the height of delirium, Sarah felt something brush against her back. It was a dry branch, but when she turned, there was no one beside her. Jason had vanished. Only echoes remained as frantic cries, an unresolved ending, after what felt like an eternity of running. Sarah abruptly halted, glancing around but seeing only shadows among the ancient trees. The light had faded completely. Slenderman suddenly appeared before her, towering in the dark. He uttered no words, merely extended his long, shadowy arms as if to embrace her. Memories of her friends, their laughter, and their plans of the night flooded her mind. At that moment, she knew she had no other choice. He would never let her go. The tale of Slenderman would never truly end. Perhaps she would become part of that very legend, a shadow among shadows, a memory that never truly existed. In the engulfing darkness, as whispers of names rang out from deep within the forest, she realized that Slenderman was not just a figment. He was fear itself, death, all that is worse that lurks in the human soul.